All right, here we go. We're live. Hello and welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here on this rainy Monday afternoon. We are back. We took a little bit of a break to work on another map, help a friend of mine out with another map. But here we are. We are back. We're looking at Frourio, our fortress map. We got some bears. We got some flags, some fruit bushes, and we've got a very annoying, unbuildable DLC rock wall around the perimeter of the map. So we're excited. This, of course, this map is intended for the return of the Rising Eagle Cup, which should be Greek themed. We did a large portion of the resources. We did like all the neutral resources and such, and we just have to do the player assigned resources, which are going to be inside of these walls. We might do like a couple just outside the walls, but they're probably mostly going to be inside of the walls, I think, depending on what this distance is. We'd added the castle, we had added the towers. We wanted the towers to be forward and not have any towers in the back, and we wanted the castle to be in the back. And it looks like we mostly have accomplished that objective. I've done some generations, and it looks like the towers are pretty good to go, except there is one problem with what we've done so far, is that the towers could be in the way of this gate. There's not really a good way of controlling where the towers show up, you know, what the clocking of the towers is relative to the walls. I think it's somewhat random where this gate appears on the wall, so you can't really determine that. There might be like a forest patch here that splits it up into two gates. And walls are kind of weird. They're sort of automatically calculated, if you will. They're not something that you can say, hey, I want a gate here in the wall, or break it in these locations. It just does it on its own. So we could probably more precisely control these gates. I think actually we definitely could. The question is it worth it? Is it something that we want to do? So we would have to put the gate down first, and then we would put a ring of outposts, essentially Gaia outposts around the town center, and then we would upgrade that unit into a wall. And this has the interesting effect of making it so that you can actually convert the wall using redemption if you have it. And it also makes it so you have to change all the armor and everything like that, so it agrees with a normal wall, which isn't working right now because DE is bugged. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. Of course, it'll have a tower sound when you click on the wall. All that just for just to align to clock these towers properly. It's probably not worth it. But we can't ignore the possibility that the tower will be directly in front of this gate. Seatanam says, stopping in to say hi since I won't be at game night. Is this a custom map you're making? Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a second. Seatanam, do I know you? Yes, this is a custom map that I'm making. I'm almost done with it. Oh, I think I might know who you would be. You would have changed your name. Oh, okay. Oh. All right. Well, welcome. Thanks for coming. Well, what about Venom Lemon? Yeah, I understand. Your character's kind of off on his own. He's off on his own, so there isn't much to do except be held prisoner by the big bad, or the second big bad. All right. So I will probably pull these towers back from the edge of the wall so that it doesn't matter where they spawn. There's still a space where you can get through the gate. I made this account before Venom Lemon and didn't use it publicly for a long time. Ah, okay. So we've got our watchtower here, and it's avoiding whatever's in 1 by 18, or it's placing within 18 and avoiding by 17. So we should change this back to 16, and we should change this to 17, and that will pull it 1 tile in. Now we should probably place some other objects here. I think we need some houses, right? So we'll need a barracks. Let's put the barracks down first, and then the houses. I think we're actually going to have similar properties here to the watchtower, so we'll copy this. Barracks and a house. We do not want 5 groups though, and we don't need a spacing here. For this one, I think we're going to put 2 minimum distance. And we need to determine what spacing we want here. I don't think we have any strong feelings about whether or not they appear front or back, so we'll get rid of this reference to whatever's in row number 48. Hey, Emu Warrior, welcome. We're making your favorite map, Regicide Fortress. See? We're working on the barracks and the houses now. We've made it so the castle reliably spawns in the back, and the towers reliably spawn in the front. We've got a central area that has all of the relics. It has all 5 relics. We've got an area with thicker forests where you can boom in if you want. And then we've got a perimeter here with unbuildable rock terrain. So you can't wall to the edge of the map. I prefer Michi, but Regicide Fortress is indeed quite fun. Well, hopefully you find this one fun. We'll see. We got to test it. All right, so this spacing should bring it in line with the towers. I think I'm going to pull it, these buildings, do I want them to be out the same distance to the towers? These towers are going to be pulled back 1, and then I think I want the buildings to be spaced 1 from the towers beyond that. So we will pull these back 2 from the towers. So 15, and this will be, we actually don't need them that far out, honestly. We also don't need this 10 here, because we don't care about referencing whatever's in A52. But this number does need to be less than this number, otherwise it won't spawn properly. So I think we do want the barracks to be within that window of 1. But the houses, we could have a larger window. So the avoidance, we can say, is still 15. That's fine. Maybe we want the houses to avoid the barracks, because technically there is this potential overlap here. And maybe we'll put the houses at like 12. Come on. There we go. So they have a little bit more room. And I think we will tell these houses to avoid the barracks. So whatever's in row number 52, avoid by maybe 4. Okay. So we also want to give these some forest distance. We'll give the barracks a forest distance of 4 and the houses a forest distance of 2. Now I thought about putting like a forest in as the barracks' second object, but I think that could get a little wonky. And then that way I wouldn't need to tell the house to avoid the barracks. I could just tell the house to avoid forest and it would avoid the barracks by default because the barracks was overlapping with a forest. And then I could delete the trees at the start of the game. But I don't think we're going to do that yet. So how many houses do we want? Let's go check the right answer. Let's go check just this fortress map that I saved a copy of in case I accidentally modified it. I didn't want to mess anything up. So it looks like we've got 4 houses. Okay, and we got the barracks out here too. Houses are actually closer to the town center. I'm wondering if this is intentionally done where you have the houses in one group of 2 and then two on individuals. No, this one's got them equally distributed. All right, well, anyway. Let's run our object autoscriber here and update and see what happens. I'm looking forward to testing this map, but I think it'll be tomorrow. All right, it's thinking, it's done. So now, let's see if we get them. So we got the barracks, and we have 1 house, and it looks like we've only got 1 house for this player and 1 house for this player. And I think the reason for that is because the houses probably have a temp min distance group placement that's left over that's too large. No, the houses only have a temp min distance group placement of 2. So the houses should be avoiding... Oh no, it's because we only ordered 1 house. So we need to order 4 houses. And do we want the houses to avoid the castle? Probably want them to avoid the castle as well. So we can make that update in here. So the castle is between 12 and 16. So there is overlap here. It's possible. So we should get the houses to avoid the castle as well. So we'll select that. We'll F4 it. Okay. And we probably want the barracks to avoid the castle, because technically the castle can be in the same place. So we will grab the castle here. Okay. So we've ordered the proper number of houses. So we should see more houses sprinkled around. Do you guys think the houses should be pulled closer to the town center? Or do you think they should be allowed to be further away? We have them a min distance of 4 from these forests. I feel like if they were closer, then they could block potential town center locations. Like this house isn't really blocking a town center location. A better town center could be right here. As long as they don't block farms, it's fine. That's a good point. Okay. Got to think about the farms. All right, let's see what happens now. So we'll keep this seed, and we'll hit generate. So we've got, all right, we've got some houses here. This house is... okay, it's still avoiding that forest properly. So that's good. We've got plenty of space for farms in here. I think the big question is, you know, where are our resources going to be? And are these houses, will these houses be blocking those resources? I don't think they would be. But they could be, I guess. You put resources in here. Except this player did not get a castle, which is a big problem. So we will keep this seed. Really? Our changes, the castle is being placed first, and we didn't notice that? This player got a castle. Okay. So this castle will lax the requirements for this castle a little bit. We'll specify that the castle can be placed maybe 11. Oops, it was 12. Let's go 11 to 20 tiles and see if that helps. But getting a castle is definitely very important. If you don't get a castle, it's a huge disadvantage. Okay. Still no castle. So we will relax our requirements further. The castle has to avoid the forest by 4. Let's try this first of all. Let's decrease this to 10. And we'll decrease the forest avoidance for this castle to 2. Because at the end of the day, you can garrison any unit in a castle. So if it's right next to the forest, it may not be as big of a deal. So this basically just requires that the castle cannot be adjacent to the forest. It's thinking about it. Okay, it's all set. Okay, there's the castle. Okay, good. So the castle spawns properly. These houses... The problem is if we push these houses up against the wall so that they didn't take up as much space, which I would prefer to do, the problem is that they could block the gate, which is not ideal. So I think that we have to... We should bring these houses closer to the town center. I think that's the right thing to do. So they won't block farms because we'll have them the proper distance, and we'll also be putting some farms down. But we need to be able to fit resources out here. All right, so we don't want object quantity, we want group quantity, so that this temp min distance group placement actually works properly. So let's have them avoid the town center by, say, 7, and be placed within 8. We'll see what that does. Probably don't need a forest distance on them at that point, but we'll try it out. We will also put down some farms. Oops. But we'll do it by copying something that we've already written that has the proper formatting, so we don't have to change it. Why can't I spell farm? There we go. Player assigned, player owned. And we're going to want maybe, how many was it? 4 farms, I think. It's 5 farms. So we'll put down 5 farms. And we will not scale them according to map size. We won't give them a forest distance. And we will have them avoid the town center by 2. And we will, actually that's placed within. So we'll delete this, and then we'll copy this and paste it over here, and then delete this. So we'll only make them avoid the town center by 2, and then they should be find closest, so they should just come as close as they can to the town center. I believe that's what will happen. So when we run this, we should see that the houses have been moved in, and that the farms are now around the town center. We could even do a second object on those farms for the villagers, but I think everybody's just going to want their villagers standing in a nice, pretty line. But maybe not. We'll see. I kind of like the idea of doing it, because, I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? The farm is supposed to be right next to your town center, so it's not like you're going to be looking for your villagers at the start of the game. Perfect. So now the question becomes is, should we push these houses out one more so that you could fit a second row of farms here? Or are they good as is? Because it is possible that there could be a row of houses here. I think actually we should pull the houses in slightly. So you could basically fit a single ring of farms around your town center. So we'll pull the houses in by 2. And we'll give the farms a second object so that we've got 5 villagers starting on the farms. Okay, and then houses, let's suck the houses into. Okay. What else? So we can run this. And then let's generate the other map and see what else we're missing here. We need, okay, let me write this down actually. Ensure that it is properly recorded. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forage bushes. And I'm sure that they're all standard resource amounts. Well, oh well. 5 stones and then 7 gold tiles and then 2 boars. I guess I could use this pencil here. I don't want to. So 6 forage, 2 boar, 5 stone. And you really don't have secondary resources inside of your walls on this map, do you? 5 stone and then 7 gold. This is inside. And then outside, it looks like this player has 2 4-tile golds and 1 4-tile stone. Okay. And then there's some basic... This is a... I guess the relics aren't too bad in this one. This relic is kind of unfair, though. These 2 relics are both unfair. The relics definitely favor blue in this case. Alright, let us go back to Frourio. Yeah, and some of those minerals that I saw were in the same spot. Okay, good. So the villagers here are on the farms as second objects. We've got the 4 houses, the 5 farms. So I think we need, what, 5 more villagers? I don't think we counted that. Oh well. We'll count it real quick. And then the scout. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. 5 more villagers and a scout. Okay. All right. Yeah, in this case, the relics sort of favor red, which is unfortunate. Hard to get that right, I think. Okay. So let us, I guess we'll start placing the resources then. This looks pretty good for the houses. And the farms. So we're going to have forage, stone, and gold. So we can cut this out from here. Paste that up there. Oh, is there any room for straggler trees? It looks like there is around the town center. That could be nice, don't you think? Have some straggler trees to chop while you wait. I don't think it's featured on Traditional Fortress. Alright, maybe too far away straggler trees, which is annoying. But there should be room around your town center for maybe a couple more straggler trees. Maybe 2 or 3. Yeah. I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to add some straggler trees. Okay. Let's go back to our spreadsheet. And we'll drag these down. These are automatically... Oh, nice. They're already set up from other stuff. So the forage bushes were 6, the gold pile was 7, and the stone was 5. This was inside of the town. They all have forest distance of 4, though, which could be too large. We might have to increase it or decrease it to 3. We could try this as is. 8, an avoidance of 8 here might be a little bit too large. A74. Fibonacci sequence map when? Zerg, what would that even accomplish? What would it do? Yeah, so these are all avoiding something by 3, but I'm not sure what it is. So it could just be the walls. I'm going to get rid of it for now. The golden spiral map? Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that. What would it accomplish? What would it do? I'm not opposed to it. I genuinely don't know what would be unique or compelling about it, is my question. Okay. Zerg says nothing. It would be like the Mandelbrot map. I've never heard of that. Uh-oh. It threw an error. So we did something wrong here. Oh, it's because these dimensions do not align. It should not be 76. It should be 59. So that means it will avoid whatever's in 55. And this is, again, 59 to a 60. Okay, perfect. So let it think for a minute as it sets up the network of actor areas. So we'll have forge, gold, and stone, and their avoidances are 8. So it is large. We may not have space in here for it, but we'll see. We might be able to adjust these somewhat. Okay. So the berries, the gold, and the stone. So it looks like the gold is adjacent to the barracks. So we should program avoidances for these resources such that they also avoid buildings that are in the potential range. So the stone is right next to the castle. But the good news is we do have the space for these, it looks like. You know, it's not too cluttered. I think we did decrease the size of these walls slightly, but we're still able to fit everything, which is good. Remember the fractal map that a couple pro games were played on? Nope. I remember making a map from that tree fractal, the diverging road, the snowflake fractal, if you will. That was Saranac. And I guess that gave somebody else an idea. Yep. Nice. So we can fit these resources in. That's good. We just need to tell them to avoid buildings. Mandelbrot fractal map. Yeah, never heard of it. Maybe it was, I don't know, maybe it was famous or something. So we will program in these, we will program an avoidance to the barracks and to the castle. So we'll add two more things to avoid. The castle, F4, and then the barracks, another F4. Okay, so 50 and 52. And we'll avoid each of them by 4. It wasn't famous, I just like the Mandelbrot fractal. I know nothing about it. I'll tell you what, Zerg, since you're here and active in my chat, we will Google the Mandelbrot fractal right now. And we'll see what it is. But if you're making this up, I will remember. Looks like I need an A here. This one? This has got to be the ugliest fractal I've ever seen. It looks like a starfish. This is the part where you tell me that fractals appear in nature because of there's some sort of thermodynamically ideal balance or whatnot. That's it. Exists on the complex plane. You had it right the first time. Okay. So we want these avoidances to 54 and 56 programmed in here. A54, A56. And F4 that, F4 that. 54 and 56. Okay. And we added them immediately after the 1. So that means that we have to add them after the first number here. So we've already done it here. So we'll do 12, comma 4, comma 4, comma 8. And then we'll add 2 4s in here. Okay. So let us give this a try. It looks like this is not exactly the same. Like the gold is a little bit further out than the stone and the forage. I don't feel that strongly about having them be... Oh, actually, it looks like I've got the forage in as the closest. All right, interesting. Well, that's fine. The gold is the furthest out. So we could actually make them all occupy sort of the same radius, if you will. We could increase all these to the maximum and decrease all these to the minimum. So I think we'll do that. There's no reason for them to be different. They're stone walls. You know, so what are the chances you're going to get through them? So we'll make it a little bit more unpredictable, like which resources are going to be further away, too. Okay. And they have force distance of 3. That's fine. Player assigned Gaia convertible. And let us run our program and update the script. So somebody built a map using the Mandelbrot fractal. I am having a hard time picturing exactly how that would work. Okay, it's all set. Check the link I sent in chat. I don't see a link. Did you send it in this chat? You did. I'm sorry, Zerg. I don't see it. All right, let's go back to Greek Fortress and see if there's anything else that we could be missing. Ah, these are really close. Of course, this fortress map has the useless towers in the back. Who needs that? No more resources except the boars, I don't think. There's no deer. There could be... no deer outside. Ah, look at this one. Even the castle is close to the gold on that one. So we just need... We got the inside resources, the 6 forage, 5 stone, the 7 gold. We have 5 out of the 10 villagers, the inside. So we'll put a couple of boars in here now. The boars we could have a little bit further away. That would make it fun. But we don't have to put like a mill on these berries or anything. Which is good. People won't be expecting that. Okay. So we'll copy all of this information for the stone. We'll say boar. We're going to have 2 groups of boar. And these boar are going to be 2 spaced from the forest is fine. Their min distance group placement is going to be 8. They're going to have the same avoidances as everything else. But we're going to bump this up a bit. Could bump it up to even 17, where the watchtowers are. We'll actually bump it up to 18, I think. Well, no. 17 is fine. And they're avoiding all of these other resources by 4, it looks like. And then whatever's in... No, they're avoiding the... Okay. They're avoiding the barracks and the castle by 4. I guess we could leave that for now. They've got the extra space here. So bumping this up to 17 is really going to help for the boars. It's probably too much to ask, though, that they avoid all these other resources by 8. So, yeah, so we're going to, first of all, we're going to increase this to 61, so they avoid all of them, including the stone. And then we're going to reduce these to 4. So we're going to have 4, 4, and 4. Okay. And we could push the boar out a little bit too. Maybe they spawn 14 to 17 tiles away. Make life a little bit more interesting. And that way they won't really try to interfere with this anyway. So we also need, so we got the boar included. We also need the outside resources now. And then we're going to add straggler trees, and then we'll add the remaining starting units, and I think we'll be good to go. So we'll have gold and stone here. And that will definitely improve the fairness. They were 4 tiles each. The boars do not need a grouping type. So we'll default that to loose. Okay, these golds are, I'm going to put 16 tiles apart, and we'll delete this, and we'll copy this over to here. And these are going to be outside of the walls, so we don't need all this baggage here about avoiding everything that's inside of the walls. It'll be quite simple. So the walls have flag A, I believe, and they are 18 to 19. So here's the flag A. You can see them show up. So that's going to be a distance 18 to 19. So we kind of have a choice here where we want to put these resources. Do we want to put these resources anyway? I think the big requirement is that they not be in the back. I think that's the big thing. They could be on the sides. They could be, well, you know, maybe we don't want them on the front either. I say we let them be in the front though. Let's set it up so that they just avoid the back for now. That should be okay. So we need to go at least this, probably greater. So we're going to have the gold avoid 1 by something larger than 19. So probably 20, 21 at least. And then we will put it within 23, let's say. And then the other avoidance that we're going to give it is not to 50 or anything like that, but whatever our flag is for what's going on outside. So this is, oh great, this is also flag A. But this we know is being placed on DLC rock specifically. So let's go find it. It should be pretty easy to find here. So it's this flag A here, and it's being placed on K, which is DLC rock. So it's actually whatever is in A6. So come over here to the gold, and we will include A6. And the spacing for A6 is only spaced 1 apart, so it's going to be, we've got some pretty decent precision here. But let's have it avoid by at least 16, so that we know that on any map size it's not going to pop up in here. So we'll have it avoid that by 16. And now we know that we're going to have two groups of the golds. We want two. And then we'll copy this. And we've got the same avoidance here to the back for the stone, except we want this stone to avoid the gold as well. So we will add a 63, and we'll tell it to avoid that gold by 16 as well. So this should space out people's resources, make it a bit more fair. We will run this update. So while that's running, let's look at the legacy Greek fortress here so you guys can see. Like the outside resources on the legacy fortress, like this gold is right next to this stone. Thankfully this gold is on the other side, but these two are right next to each other. So if somebody dropped a castle here, they could deny a lot of your resources in that way. And we don't want that. See, like, look right here. If somebody dropped a castle on you right here, if you're blue, let's say that red castle drops you. Let's say he builds a big fat castle right here, and he gets bodkin for it. What do? Where do you take gold? All of your gold is denied with a single castle. And so we want to avoid those situations. Games like that tend to be very snowbally and unfun. So it looks like it's done. Let us go back to Frourio. So we got a gold here, a gold here, and where is the stone? Oh, the stone is here. So these resources are all mostly under the protection of your towers, although they are outside of the walls. And this other player here has one here, and he's got one here, and he's got one here. So we may actually consider bumping that radius out a little bit. Let's check to see where it is on Greek fortress. There's nothing Greek about it. It's just I'm happen to be working on maps for a Greek tournament. It looks like they're actually a little bit further out. So yeah, I think we wanna bump that out a little bit more, but not much. We don't need to do so by very much. So we will bump this up to 25. And we will bump these up to 22. So the window is a little bit larger, a little bit more flexible, in case you've got a lot of forests nearby. They do have forest distance of 4. So we could probably change that to 3 and be in keeping with what we did for the rest of these resources. Okay. There are some neutral resources scattered around the map. And we have some for Frourio as well. Come on, you can do it. Okay, excellent. It's done. We might have more for Frourio, actually. Yeah, I think we have slightly more for Frourio. It's not a lot. Slightly more. Okay, good. Good. So this player has all 3 of his neutral resources. Where are the neutral resources for this other player here? I see a single gold. I don't see anything else. So, in our terrain generation, we could tell these forests to stay a little bit further away from the walls of the fortress. And maybe that would help improve the reliability of our spawn. So we'll keep this seed and we'll go back to the random map script itself. And where we create the mid forests, right here, I think. We'll try telling these forests to avoid the player start areas by a little bit more. And we'll do the same thing for midland layering. We'll bump it out by 2. So it looks like this one doesn't even have set avoid player start areas. So we'll copy this over and we'll paste it down here. Oh wait, we're placing the bush forest first, so we should. And then we're converting some of it into Mediterranean forest. So let's give that a try. Same seed, but now we've instructed the forest to stay a little bit further away from the walls. We have stone, we have nothing there. And then, okay, yep, and then 2 gold. So spawning these forests further away from the player walls helps. 1, 2, and where's the stone? Oh man, this is an ugly boar though. Yikes. Have to get loom to lure that boar. Might want to tell this boar to be a little further away from the forest. Yeah, I don't see the stone. But we should absolutely be able to spawn these resources properly. So let's make some modifications. First of all, let's tell this boar, since I think we have the margin, tell this boar to avoid the forests by 4. That should help with situations like that. It looks like these are avoiding each other by 16. And the spacing between them is also 16. (25 to 22). The forest distance is 3, so that's proper. I guess what could we really do except to push these forests out a little bit more, which I don't really want. I don't necessarily want to do. we could decrease the avoidance to these flags. That could help. So let us try that. So we will decrease the avoidance to the flags to 12. Okay. So we're going to check the boar, and we're going to check to make sure that all the resources spawn properly. Okay. Okay, so boar, boar. These are much better boar spawning locations. And resources. So we got the stone, we've got gold, and then we've got another gold here. Okay, so that's much better. Gold, gold. And where's the stone for this player? Oh man, I don't see the stone. Alright, well, I guess we'll reduce that avoidance. So the gold we will still space by 16, but wait a second. Stone is already avoiding the gold by 12. Alright. Try decreasing this to 12 here. And then I'm wondering if we can allow this. I don't want to allow these resources to be one tile closer. But I don't have many other options, huh? Except to decrease the forest avoidance to 2. And then maybe that's how we have to play it. So we'll save that. And we'll attempt rerun here. I don't really want to push these forests any further out. So I do want that forested feel. The relics kind of favor red in this case too, which is unfortunate. Maybe all the relics should be in this larger section here. Maybe there should be one relic in the exact center, and then everything else should be out here. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not a big deal, because just, you know, whoever's going to take map control will get the relics anyway in the middle. Alright, it's done. But this has been a challenging seed, because, yeah, that's much better. Because the players spawn so close together. This castle is right up against this gate. guess that's annoying. But I like it. Okay, where's this player's second boar? There it is. So now let's generate it on large size with 8 players. And let's take a more detailed look. See if anybody's missing some resources. I don't think so, though. 2 boars. Okay, good. So we need 2 golds on orange. Okay, yeah, we got them. Stone and then a gold. A boar. Another boar. Castle, castle. Castle. Stone. Gold. Alright, this is looking pretty good. This looks very good, actually. Okay. All right, so what next? We need, so we got the 4 tile outside golds, 2 of them, 1 tile outside stone. We've got 5 out of 10 villagers, and we don't have the scout yet, and we don't have the straggler trees yet. So I think we need to put our straggler trees in, and then we can put our villagers in scout, and we'll be done. We'll be good to go. Oh, except there is one more thing that we'll need to think about, and I will tell you guys in just a minute here. But let's grab tree reed. So no sheep on Regicide Fortress. And we'll also need to give them a king. Can't forget about that, because we're going to make this... well, I'll explain later. So, tree reed. Force distance of 3. I don't think that matters. And we'll have 3 of them. We will not scale to map size, though. Be placed at least 3 apart. So these look like reasonable distances. And then we want these 3, the last 3. Okay, and then we can delete all this. Okay. So the villagers need to avoid nothing, I don't think. We could put them outside of the houses, actually. We could put a single sheep directly under the town center. So these 5 villagers could get to work on that immediately. So just have to kind of see what the mess looks like here. Okay, we got the villagers avoiding these reeds though by 1. That's fine. And then everything else here looks to be fine. So let's just run this and get these down. This does not need a tent min distance group placement. Our centurion, he is our scout. We don't need to place on a specific type of terrain either. All right, I will be right back. Let me run to the restroom real quick, but we'll run this, and then we'll make adjustments. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for sticking with me. So we should have the last of these resources assigned. But it's only 1 villager, because we forgot to change it to 5. And these reeds are pretty far away. I think that we could pull those reeds in a little bit closer to the town center. But we have the centurion, we have the villager, we've got everything else. So let's... Oh, do we have the vases? Yes, we do. We have the vases. Excellent. Greek pottery. Okay. So let's pull these reeds in a little bit. Maybe we... Let's see, there's 6 to 4. Maybe we'll do 4 to 2. And the villagers, we want 5 groups. And we'll give the groups a tent min distance group placement of 1. And what's the spacing on the villagers look like? It looks like that's fine. We might... Looks like it's 1 tile out from the farm. This one's 2 tiles out from the farm. 1 tile out from the farm. So let's increase the size of that window. So we'll go like 5 to 7. The centurion is absolutely fine. Yeah, he's good. So I think that's okay. Let us rerun this. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. And if I am, I can't remember what I forgot. So let me know if I'm missing something. We're going to bring the reeds in closer to the town center. 5 villagers. These villagers will be working on the farms. Oh, sheep, right. Let's just check. Let's check Greek Fortress. There really are no sheep. There really are no sheep. Okay. No sheep, but there are boars. Um, what? Says it ran. Did we not? Oh, we didn't save. Shoot. Alright, sorry about that. So the other configuration that I want to talk to you guys about is I would like to configure something that happens when low resources are selected on this map. So if low resources are selected on this map, what happens? Traditionally, on other Tech Chariot maps, it becomes a nomad-style start. So you don't exactly know where everything is going to be. But how do you do nomad? How do you mix nomad and fortress? That's kind of what I don't understand. I considered maybe players are actually locked outside of their fortress and they have to break in. That could be pretty fun. So the players have villagers on the outside, and these walls are Gaia walls that are unconvertible, and these buildings maybe could be Gaia buildings that are unconvertible, I don't know. And you basically just have to break in to take the resources that are in here. That could be pretty entertaining. If the players started maybe in the middle and just picked a direction and just walked in that direction. Maybe somebody walks out here and sees this neutral gold and is like, okay, I'm going to build a town center here. And they do, and they're working on the side to break into here, and then they find out that somebody else has broken in to this fortress from the other side. I think that could be pretty interesting. Hey, Ja, welcome. All right, it's still thinking about it. It just wrote to file. Excellent. So it's all set. So now we will run this and we will confirm that we get all the villagers. And we will also confirm that the straggler trees are closer to the town centers. They can't spawn on top of the... Yeah, perfect. Look at that. Oh yes, we got the tower generation. That's fine. The towers are always forward and the castle is always back. See? Towers forward. Castle back. Aw, thanks, Ja. I would think that it would not be that big of a deal to get the towers always forward, although it looks like this player... Uh-oh, does this player only have 4 towers? This player has 5. We might have to tweak the spacing between the towers. This player only has 4 as well. maybe decrease that avoidance. Or we could just change it so that everybody just gets 4 towers instead of 5. That could be easier. They're not really doing anything. 4 towers. Yeah, I'm just going to change it so that there are 4 towers instead of 5. Because this, I don't have the ability to program in conditionals for like, if tiny map, number of towers is 2. You could do that in the script, but I don't have the ability to do it in the spreadsheet. And I don't want to. If T90 plays the map, he might run into them with his king. Ah, T90 will never play this map, Ja. He's got too many maps to play. Not enough time. Yeah, so we'll just do 4. We'll just do 4 towers. All right, so I think this is good. I think we're basically done here. We're pretty much to the point where playtesting is in order. We'll go in and we'll convert our flags back to the invisible placeholders. And then we'll configure the low resources side of things. Oh man, people are going to hate this unbuildable rock so much. It's going to mess with their trade. If there's one thing I've learned, it's don't get between people and their infinite gold. They love their relics in their trade. Okay. Let's unfill that. So the other properties of the watchtower were (16 to 17). And they're avoiding whatever's in 48 by 10, which are the flag E's. Really? The flag E's? What are these? Oh, okay. So we could improve the precision of this by decreasing the spacing on these flag E's, but I don't want to do that. It'd be too many invisible objects, not worth it. Okay. Yeah, let's let's pull the trigger on this. Start getting rid of these flags. On grid 278. On grid 278. On grid. Okay. We'll run the update here, and we'll just check to make sure we didn't miss any flags. And then assuming we didn't, we'll copy the contents of the first sheet into the second. And then we'll make a version of this for low resources. And that'll be fun. Okay, it's all set. Generate it and look for flags. You guys see any flags? Looks good to me. This forest is a little bit more dense since we pushed it away from the player starting areas, but I think it's still fine. The central part of the map is more open. The perimeter is more dense, but again, you still can't wall it off because of this unbuildable rock, so that'll be super annoying. And that makes me happy. A couple of neutral resources in here where there's space. In the corners. It's pretty fair. Okay. So now I'm going to take this whole sheet, oops, and we will copy it. Move or copy sheet. We're going to move it to the end position, and the new name for this is going to be low resources. So we now have our low resources configuration. So we ask ourselves, like, where do we start doing player assigned objects? It's right here. Oh, where this is the walls. I actually don't think we ever reference this number 49 here. Yeah, it doesn't appear down here. Oh well. I think we'll still keep it just in case I want to make modifications later. So what we're going to do is we're going to say that all of these are neutral Gaia unconvertible, all the buildings. Neutral Gaia unconvertible. Barracks is going to be neutral Gaia unconvertible. Neutral Gaia unconvertible. Neutral Gaia unconvertible. We don't need to change any of these resources. And then in the low resources configuration, we'll have this placeholder here, but we won't have a town center. So we'll delete that. So we don't need that. We'll have the player assigned resources inside of this locked box, if you will. And the players will be trying to get into it. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. So we'll have these villagers. We'll have them avoid the town center not by 5, but by at least 30. And they'll be placed within 40. We will not do a scout, and we will do these vases though. And we'll give these villagers a large min-distance group placement. So we'll give them a large temp min-distance group placement of like, well, actually we don't need to, because this is like literally the last thing that we're placing. So maybe we'll give them like 15. and save that. So actually, we'll place it within 50. We'll make it a little bit larger. So basically, I have these really big circles around the player bases. And the villagers, I think, will end up getting placed maybe, who knows, anywhere. But let's try to place them toward the center. So whatever this terrain is, we want to place the villagers on that terrain. And we'll adjust the min distance group placement to make it work. I don't remember. It was a while ago that I worked on this, so I don't remember what the middle terrain is. So it looks like the middle terrain is all grass 3. So we're gonna put them on G3. So let's come back to our spreadsheet. And the villagers will be placed on terrain G3. G3. Okay. Distance group placement. And we will give them 3 villagers, so it's not insane. 15, force distance of 2. All right. So now let's run this. And in order to test this, we're going to have to go into single player, because I don't feel like reconfiguring it so that this appears by default in the scenario editor instead. So I don't want to mess up what we did for something else, even though it would actually be really easy. But it'll be fine. So basically, in the Nomad, in the low resources configuration, you start outside of the walls that are neutral Gaia unconvertible, and you have to bust in to get more resources. Okay, it's all set. It did both. Let's come back here and we'll quit to main menu. Let's go. So we'll go over here to skirmish. And we're not going to be working on Trample the King right now. We're going to look at Frourio. Okay. And teams don't matter, but we will select a large map size. And we've got low resources selected here. Okay, good. And it doesn't matter whether or not we select sudden death or regicide or anything like that. And let's just start and let's see how the villagers look. And then we'll go into the script and we'll add things like make sure you have nomad resources and all that good stuff. Okay. So this is already a good sign. I'm not going to do polo just yet. So I've got 3 villagers here. They're sort of scattered. I'm biased toward this side, I guess. We could get rid of find closest. That would be the right thing to do. I don't like that bug necessarily, but we could 100%. It looks like we need to increase that number. 30 is a good minimum avoidance. Control Shift F1, F2. So it looks like blue started here, F3. Red started out here. Looks like red is going to build here. Did red only get 2 villagers? Yeah, red only got 2 villagers. So we definitely need to bump up that maximum distance there. So we'll increase that from 50 to 100. It's only 3 objects per player, so it should be okay. And there was one more thing I was going to... Oh! We are going to give players kings. We cannot forget the king. Should we do it so that the king is trapped inside of the fortress and you have to rescue him, but you don't know? Well, no, because that'll bias players toward trying to get into that one spot. So I don't think we should do that. Oops, and it looks like this is 64. This should be 63. We're going to add another row above it though. And it's going to be the same thing, but with a king. So only one group this time. He's going to be placed on G3, and it's going to be the king. Yeah, we'll just have the king out here. All right, so that's good. And then we will add the king. It's going to be the last one. Copy all of this. And we can delete this. He's not going to be placed on any particular type of terrain for the standard configuration. I actually want to place him next to the castle in this case. So we'll come over here, and what's the castle? 54, which corresponds to 50. All right, and we will place him within 4 of the castle. And we'll have him avoid the castle. Come on. We'll have him avoid the castle by 2, something like that. Okay, so let us rerun this. We'll make sure that the king is not in the box. If someone is lucky enough to get into your box before you, they can kill your king. Of course, they don't exactly know where your king is going to be, so we could, it would be fun. We could give the king like 20 line of sight so he can see if someone's trying to get in. And then you could hide him. No, because they would just get archers and they'd just camp the corner, and then they'd send another group of archers in to kill the king, so that wouldn't work. All right, so we will restart this and see how this looks. I'm trying to get away from find closest here. I don't know if I'm going to succeed. Ooh. All right, so it looks like my villagers are 1, 2, 3, and then my king is up here, but I have no idea where my base is supposed to be. Let's do Control-Shift F2. So blue has 3 villagers, and I'm not sure where blue's king is, though. Where's his king? So let us restart this with a guard state real quick. We need to add that anyway. To make it regicide even. Okay. So we are going to do a guard state here. Guard state king 0, 0, and 1, I believe. That will make it regicide even if the regicide is not selected in the lobby. So one second. King. Oh, whoops. amount gold. Here we go, 0, 1. Okay, we'll restart this. And we'll see who gets defeated. This will help me detect whether or not someone fails to start with a king. Should also check the size of the map too. I don't think it's going to be too large. No, it's only 529 kilobytes. Alright, so it seems that I was in fact the only one that started with a king. All the rest of the space is filled up, so that's not good. So we should go back to low resources. And I think this number right here is what's killing us. So it's supposed to be 3 villagers. If you start with one fewer villager or one fewer king, it's not going to matter. So let's decrease this to 5 and just kind of confirm that we can make this work. At some point, I need to update my program that crunches all of these actor area networks to have some setting or ability that where it does not find closest, because it literally finds closest whenever it can. That will make it so we don't need to make these large actor areas, because I think that is slowing down the parsing of the script. I mean, it's not too many objects. It's only, see, 3 times 8 is 24. Well, it's really 4 times 8 because he gets a king too. So 3 plus 1 times 4 is 32. So it's only 32 objects, but it's a pretty large actor area. Okay, let's restart this. Okay. So this is much better. No one has been defeated. Everyone has their king. So this is telling me that because everybody got their king, their villagers must have also spawned properly. So we go to F2, population 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. And Gaia's population is 24. Because Gaia has bears. Oh, wait, what is... Oh. What the heck? So, none of Gaia's objects... The Gaia town did not spawn properly. What? That is unfortunate. How did that happen? Why is the Gaia towns failing to spawn? Okay, so we solved the villager problem. The villagers and the kings now spawn properly. But why are these areas now unguarded? I mean, I could understand the walls, because the walls are not made within the spreadsheet. So I could understand those not working properly. Oh, I wonder if... See, when are the walls made? Let's check. Are the walls made first? I bet they are. Walls don't spawn properly unless there's a town center that's created beforehand. So that lack of town center might be throwing everything off. Right, we want to go this way. No, the walls are spawning afterwards. But there's still no town center, so maybe walls just can't spawn without town centers, and it's like a chain reaction, if you will. But all I did was change these to neutral Gaia unconvertible. Let's get rid of this second object villager, though. That would still be convertible. Player assigned Gaia convertible. Oh, these are the flags. Yeah, I suppose that's fine. So let's try putting the town center back. Player assigned. Oh shoot, no. If the town center is, yeah, we have to have a town center here, and we need to get rid of that, and we need to make it player assigned Gaia unconvertible. Otherwise, the town center will be converted if it's a second object. Player assigned Gaia convertible. So everything else is unconvertible here in the town. So let's see how we do in this case. Give that a try, adding the town center back. It looks like it failed to spawn that strange object there. We're also removing the storage value of the fish trap, I believe, already. Yes, so that they don't have visual. One sec. Okay, so it's processing. Writing to file. So now let's restart. So the town center spawns properly, but none of the buildings do. And the town centers are unconvertible, but where the heck is the rest of the town? Let me just, like, confirm that it's not here. So you come this way, and you guys come this way as well. I would really like that town to be there. I think that would be fun. Oh, do they still have the AI bug where you can just kill a villager building a town center and it doesn't fight back? Maybe they decided it wasn't worth pursuing now that Forced Nomad Treaty isn't a thing. Yeah, there's a boar. There's stone. And the town center is convertible. No, it's not. It just... You just get the vision from it. Well, we're going to have to address that. Well, I don't really know. We can address the vision. That's fine. We could even change the capture radius. If low resources. Oh! Hold on. Otherwise, create wall. All right. So what we want to do is we actually want to get rid of this. We want to create object wall. And if low resources, else, and if. So if it's low resources, so we're not even creating the wall in that case. If low resources, set Gaia object only, set Gaia unconvertible. Let's try that. All right, come on. It still will not generate the walls. Ugh. That's so frustrating. So you can't give players Gaia walls? The whole rest of this, like, I could understand the walls not spawning, but nothing spawning. That's really the part that's getting me here. That's really what's bothering me. Is that can these why isn't the castle spawning, you know, and why isn't the towers, why aren't the towers spawning, and why not the barracks or the house or the farms? That's the part that's really getting me here. What happened? How has the scenario parsing engine changed such that it can no longer handle stuff like that? So, wait a second. So let's go up and find the house. Set place for every player. Oh, this is the else. This is the else section. All right, so here we go, else. So house. Set Gaia object only, set Gaia unconvertible. I mean, set Gaia unconvertible. What is going on? What? It should 100% work. 100%. All right, let's get rid of set Gaia unconvertible on the castle. And we will try restarting this, and we will see if the castle spawns. No, still no castle. I'm I'm stumped here. I don't think walls will spawn properly unless a town center is created first. But maybe, I don't know, maybe the other things can't. I'm at a loss. I'm open to any suggestions that folks have, but these buildings, I don't understand why they won't spawn in this configuration. What are their requirements? They have to be a certain distance away from forests. They have to be a distance away from themselves. None of these should have changed, right? We didn't change the map. But they have to be within a certain distance of object number 1. And we know that object number 1 is spawning because that's the only thing that's spawning. Ay, ay, ay. All right, well, let's try off-grid again so that we know that it's being created correctly. We can even say that we want it to be player-assigned, player-owned. And it's number 647. We'll try rerunning this. So we know that it's going to spawn that invisible object. It's the very first thing that's being spawned. It's player assigned and player controlled. And then once we know that that's being spawned, we should know that the other objects have an actor area to be placed within. Low resources. So I don't care about the walls right now. I, at the very least, want to get these buildings figured out. If I can figure out the buildings, then I could, if worst came to worst, I could do the walls completely differently. I could do the upgraded outpost thing. It'd be annoying, but I could do it. Nothing. So we even know where it is because we got the vases here to show us that it's supposed to be there. But then there's just no town that's created. There's like one farm. So it looks like it's creating the farms, but it's not creating anything else. If we we tried removing the convertibility of the castle, and that had no effect. Hmm. Well, I don't know. Let's just, yeah, it looks like they're numbered properly. That's one for the random app scripting Discord, I guess. There's probably some BS about the order of these, maybe. I don't know. But I have definitely given players... You should be able to give players Gaia buildings that are unconvertible. Or just that aren't unconvertible. Like if we got rid of this text right here, saved it, and we reran, the castle would not appear. So that would tell me that it's not having an issue with the unconvertibility. And we know at the very end that we're able to put the vases in, so we know the invisible object is spawning properly. But for whatever reason, these Gaia objects will not be spawned on a per-player basis. Maybe you just can't do that. Maybe it's just that simple. Maybe it is that. Hold on a sec. They're not set place for every player. There is no set place for every player here. Why not? Because there's no player assigned Gaia unconvertible. Ah, oh, damn. I feel like such a fool. I literally built the option in here and then forgot about it. I bet this works like a charm. Player assigned Gaia unconvertible. And then we want town center. And we'll get rid of that. And this will be player assigned Gaia unconvertible. All right. So I don't think that it was the fact that this had changed. I think it was the fact that I am an idiot and I just forgot that I programmed that in. Okay, let's hope that that's the case. So there was no set place for every player. They were just being treated like neutral objects, and you can't place something within an actor area for neutral objects like that. I bet this works. Fingers crossed. I hope it works. And the walls are set place for every player. Okay. Let's restart and hope that we have progress here. Your buildings have bonus hit points. Good to know. All right, Marco and Polo. Yes! Okay, so the unconvertible town is here now. I think we'll have to go in and adjust the vision for all of this. Let's have her come over here and explore it. So we don't want players gaining the vision from these, but we can do that to just the Gaia objects themselves. Can set their line of sight equal to 0. Oh, okay, she can't even convert it. Never mind. So I think we'll just have to do it to the gate. And apparently the town center. Okay. Farms you can still convert, of course. So now we need to get the walls working. Come on. But it did work, so that's good. So thankfully I had just forgotten and was using the wrong setting. Let's come to here. So the walls, we set place for every player. If low resources, we set them as Gaia object only. Set Gaia unconvertible. Well, it's not working, obviously. So I think that we need to just get rid of this entire thing. And an outpost, you know, by default has 0 armor. So I think what we're going to do is we'll come up to here where we've got our this, and we're gonna put outpost, but they're gonna be Gaia outposts. Player assigned Gaia unconvertible. There's gonna be lots of them. Scale them to map size, that's fine. And they'll be within that range. And then we'll hit save here. And we could even add the gate in for cosmetic purposes if we wanted to, but it would complicate things. And I've kind of run out of patience with this map. So we'll put down the outposts, but let us run that first. Let's see if we have anything else that we want to change about this first. I think the answer is no. Everything else appears to be spawning correctly. Let me resign here. Oops. And just see. But yeah, everything spawns properly. The barracks, the houses, the towers. It's all there. Well, it looks like Gray's gotten a little spooked over something. Okay. So we're going to create the outposts instead of the flags for that low resources configuration. We have the proper amount of resources, so that's good. Let us then run that, and let's research and see what line of code we need to add. Did this for the King of Ireland tournament. And we need to set the Gaia Town Center line of sight equal to 0. So it was Blarney. It's a .si because it's a script inactive file now. So we'll get something for the line of sight. But here we go. Upgrade it to a wall. Yeah, we'll just copy all this right here. We don't need the armor. We're not going to do anything with the armor. So we'll copy all of that. It's done. We'll assume that it's written everything. And if we were to restart this right now, we would see a row of outposts. Now this large active area is making it take a little while to parse. Wait, what? Why are we getting this wall here? What is going on with that? We're getting the wall everywhere except... Interesting. We're getting the wall everywhere except where the outposts are blocking, because the outposts are being placed first. So it looks like the wall can be placed, but it won't be placed unless it's player controlled. So it cannot be placed as a Gaia object. So we'll come down here and we'll say, first of all, up here, we will we'll actually put it right here, and we'll do like walls for the nomad configuration, or something like that. Okay. Don't need either of these. This makes it able to be placed on any terrain. That's fine. And now we will also come down here. And this is something that I considered too, like, do we actually just place rotting units, like units with a decay, and then you can get into your base after a certain amount of time? Or do you have to attack it? So if regicide, it's going to create a king. We don't want that. We're already creating the king. So we'll just have if low resources, do nothing, otherwise create the walls. Okay. So now, when we restart this, we should not get the walls, and we will get not a line of outposts, but a line of Gaia unconvertible palisade walls, because we haven't changed it yet. But one step at a time, we just want to make sure that this works. Okay, good. So we have the palisade walls here. They only have 150 HP. So in theory, somebody could take the time to batter this down and then get inside and go after these resources. But I don't necessarily know that I want that. I think I want traditional stone walls. And we could get, we could get some gates in here too, and it would be fun. But I don't think it matters too much. I don't know if it's worth the time and effort. So let us examine what we did here. That's fine. And a big thing is that it should be unconvertible. So if we look for the outpost, 3 mentions up here, and then set Gaia unconvertible. So that outpost will be unconvertible. And we're upgrading it into a palisade wall. Let's see if we can upgrade it into a regular wall. Okay, it's number 72. Let's see if we can find, like, stone wall. Okay, so we can just call it wall, I think. And I don't think we need to change the line of sight for this. But let's test it. Okay, good. Regular stone walls. And whoa, it looks like they have the armor that they're supposed to have. And like the HP and stuff. Hold on a sec. That's weird. Alright, you come out here and try to break in. Well, if those walls have the armor and HP already that they're supposed to have, then that makes life a lot easier for us. Actually, Control-Shift F9, we're going to change to Gaia. We can see it already. So we can see the armor on our walls and the HP on our walls already. Control-Shift F1 to go back to our player, and let's try attacking it. Oh, she can't attack it, that's right. Villagers cannot attack. Alright, well then Aegis, and we're going to build a barracks here, and you attack. So he does 1 damage per hit because it has 8 armor. That's fantastic. And the villager could actually go to repair that section of wall now, and it would consume my stone to do so, which is funny. Okay, alright, perfect. So that's working out. Control-Shift F9. And these walls have the 1 line of sight. I think that's appropriate. Let's change the line of sight for the Gaia Town Center to 0. And I think we're going to be good to go then. Set attribute. Town Center. Attribute line of sight 0, so that when the players capture it, they don't get the vision from it. Trying to think if there's anything else that we want to add. So the town center, as you will note, doesn't have any vision anymore. So if I delete these houses, I should not be able, and these farms, I should not be able to see in here. It looks like that did not work. What's going on? Oh, it needs to be Gaia set attribute. Oops. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Looks like the town center still has the vision. Oh well. We tried. It's in there. Anything else I want to do? It's like the walls work properly. There's usually some bonus resources outside of them, but you have to be willing to go toward the edge. Purple decided to build his town center on these berries. The bears are painfully slow. We don't necessarily have to have this town center here, do we? Because we're not creating walls in the low resources configuration. So we could make it a mill instead. We'll see what people say. Let's try one more thing before we go. The low resources configuration. What if we didn't care about these actor areas at all? What? Oh, shoot. That's the else configuration. We do care about those actor areas. King. Okay, so not that king, but the king before it. What was the king before that? Oh, Mass King. All right, let's get rid of these 20 and 21. Let's not place in those. And let's not find closest either. And we restart it. Does it appear to parse faster? Not really. Okay. Oh shoot, maybe those 4 lines of code that we deleted were what was holding the whole thing up. Or maybe since we already created the actor area, what was it, 20 and 21? $24, $32, so 40 here. That's a pretty large radius. Actor area radius 100 is what we want to delete. And let's just delete that, and let's just make it 1 or something. All right, and then if we restarted and we did not have that actor area radius of 100, would it parse faster? Still, not really, no. All right. So I declare this map finished for now. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Got our nomad start. Who knows which way I'm supposed to go. Which town center was originally... Which fortress was originally mine. So we will come up here and we will update it one last time for now. And we will upload this file to the Discord. We'll create a new one. I think we're going to create a separate thread for it, for specific topics or people, to help keep the thing a little bit more organized. So we got it. We finished the map. I had a little bit of issue with the wall there, but we did figure out what the problem was, and the problem was just me not paying attention to some small detail, which is usually how it goes in my life. I get like absolutely crippled by the smallest and most trivial things, meanwhile slaying other dragons. So we will upload this map, and I'm looking forward to trying it. We'll see what people think. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We were able to finish before I have to step out tonight, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again soon. We got some work to do on Trample the King, but that will be a lot of fun once we get that done. And I might actually submit that to a random map scripting contest, just to make fun of the contest. They won't take it seriously, but I don't take we really need to step up our game with how some of these contests are organized. We can't just say make some nice maps and we'll let you know if you win, because this, you know, people are working too hard. This is just not good enough to say just that. So anyway, we'll have some good masterpieces here in the map gallery. So I'm looking forward to that. BP's making one. I'm grateful for his help, and it's on to our next one. We'll see which one we want to do. I'm thinking maybe we'll do like 4 lakes next, but we'll see. So thanks everybody, and hopefully I will hear from you soon. Have a good day.